What's going on, guys? This is Dan here. Welcome to another DanQ review Super Show. Today we have another large chunk of games to review, 3 of them to be exact. Excuse me. Probably the first of many try reviews. I have a lot of reviews I'm doing in the next few days, so hopefully I can get them all up as soon as possible. Anyway, first game on the lineup is Lego The Lord of the Rings. Everyone loves my Lego games. That's why I decided to pick this one up, you know. And, I mean, even if you're not a fan of Lego, or like Lord of the Rings, I should say, and you just like Lego, well, you are going to like this game. Because, like, the Lego, like, okay, Traveler's Tales, is that what it is? The developer, yeah, they're really good at making light of a movie. But anyway, let's get into that in just a second. I'm going to give you the summary of the game first. Alright. Excuse me. Lego The Lord of the Rings is available on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PC, Nintendo Wii, and various handheld titles like the PlayStation Vita and the Nintendo DS. It is a action-adventure and open-world game developed by Traveler's Tales and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. Okay. Oh. Alright, so what can we say about this game? Well, going in, one of the major things a lot of people look at is how well does it capture Lord of the Rings. Now, Lord of the Rings is basically this game goes off of the movies, the movies, not so much off the what do you call it? Not so much the book. Sorry. Because it's kind of hard to visually represent a book in a game. So it does it really well. What it actually does is takes the actual quotes from the movie, the actual quotes from the movies, and puts them in here with the game. And it does it well. And honestly, that makes the game a little more interactive. It makes you feel more like it, especially the you shall not pass that Gandalf gives you to the demon there in the Fellowship. Fellowship of the Ring I'm talking about. I'm not saying the demons and there's a demon in the Fellowship. Anyway, gameplay, it feels just like any other Lego game, just about. Very simple to use. It's usually meant towards a younger audience, but that's just it. If you like the Lord of the Rings movies, this will give you a chance to laugh at it, right? Because it makes light of the movies that were mainly serious drama, action, you know what I mean? But it has the dramatic elements. This makes light of that, which I really love about the Lego games. That's why I like them so much. So, I did like this in that sense. Story mode, well, how can I explain it? The storyline itself is very true to the movies. Obviously, you can't put the whole thing in. But what I did like about it, I didn't go too much into this, but there's actually a lot of side content. And it's the whole game is open world. You're in Middle Earth, obviously, and you start off with the Shire, of course. But the thing is, you can do a bunch of missions, mini side missions in the Shire before even moving on. You know, you can collect things, you can do things for different Lego characters or Lord of the Rings characters, I guess it would be. And you know, they reward you with various items. Also, sometimes you'll find an enemy or something like that, and you can unlock them as a playable character in free mode, which it may obviously reprises its role in this game for free play mode, which allows you to switch characters on the fly, and there's like hidden little entrances or whatever that only certain characters can use, but in story mode you wouldn't necessarily be able to use them that early on, you know what I mean? So for example, early on you have the ability of, there's something that requires, I can't even think of it right now. Who knows? Somebody else say you don't get till later. His abilities, you start right at the beginning. That's what free play is basically about. Basically allows you to unlock more stuff. Very true to the regular Lego video games. So there's a lot to do, lots of side content. I focused on the main story, and it actually was a little longer. Actually, it's probably about an average 7 hours, 6-7 hours long, I'd say. Maybe, no. Sorry, it was longer than that. It was probably about 8 or 9, yeah. More so 8 or 9 hours long for single player content. So your side content, being that you have the entire Middle Earth to explore, you're given quite a bit to look for and do. So in terms of content, there's a lot to do. I would like to move on to something. There's not too much about this game to really explain because it's very similar to a lot of the other Lego games out there, just with a different theme. The co-op mode. I actually was joined in the last film, which was what was it? I don't even remember the Two Towers, and then Return of the King. In that movie sequence or whatever, I was joined by my girlfriend to help me with co-op. Try it out because it's usually more fun to play these type of games co-op. Now I've played co-op in almost every single Lego game there is, whether it be Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Batman, or Lego The Lord of the Rings. They still can't get it right. I don't know what it is, but they still don't know how to make a proper co-op. Let me explain. It's really bizarre, but what'll happen a few times is there's two different styles of cameras. Now back in Lego Star Wars, it was one camera, and you guys were basically the two players were basically stuck together. They were like on a leash. So if one guy was here, this other character could only venture so far unless they moved with them. You know what I mean? So like in tandem. So you're very restricted with how you could go. As they went on, they changed it. They did this in I can't remember. They used that tandem leash style in Lego Indiana Jones as well. I think they first brought the dynamic co-op style for Lego Batman 2, DC Superheroes. Whereas basically, the screen is split, right? But it moves. So normally, you know how you have like let's say a cut in half, right? It's diagonal lines for the most part. Depending where you move in relation to each other, it actually changes. So if you get close enough together, you're going to be in one camera. But if you split up, you're going to be in separate cameras. Now, what's confusing about this is that, say for example, I'm player 1. Most of the time, player 1 will be on the left side of the screen. Then player 2 is on the right side. Now, depending where you are in relation, it'll actually flip your screen. So if I end up walking, so I'm here, my character's here, and I end up walking where the player 2 character is, player 2 character switches basically. Basically, it rotates with you. Now, I'm on the right side of the screen, and the player 2 is on the left side. It's so confusing because if you have the dynamic, sometimes they're top, sometimes they're bottom. It's really confusing to see where you are. And the co-op cameras were so poor. Like, I didn't understand why. Like, it's been like this for almost every Lego game. It's been hard to play co-op. And keep in mind, usually you're playing co-op with, let's say, a younger brother. Or, in this case, my video game illiterate girlfriend who doesn't play them very much, you know what I mean? So it's tough to play with players sometimes like that, especially with a camera that's this frustrating. And like even there is an option which I ended up doing, which was the better camera, which is a static camera. Basically, it's a solid line center of the screen, and that was well and good. But I remember there was one moment where you'd be trying to attack a boss, then all of a sudden it would switch your character, and like okay. The boss would have an attack on you, and you'd be incapacitated. And you try to switch characters to fix that. And what ends up happening is your second player, takes control of the character you need, even though they didn't change character, but you did. So you get the third character that you don't need, and it just makes no sense. Like even if the character that you need is vacant, it'll swap your character with the one that your partner has and give your partner the vacant character that you need to proceed. It's weird, and it's hard to do at times, so co-op got frustrating. Not to mention, one moment when we were playing as the Ents, or basically the tree people, so to speak, and we were destroying the orcs and their like refineries and whatnot. We actually got stuck and we had to restart. We got stuck and we had to restart it. It was ridiculous. So I don't know what happened, but it basically, we got locked in. So Lego Lord of the Rings, that's pretty much all there is to it. Nothing too crazy, nothing new and spectacular. Although I did want to show you guys something kind of funny. There was quite the dramatic little reception with Lego Lord of the Rings. I have the game disc right here, and I'm going to show you guys, if you can see that clearly. If it'll focus. See that? Demo disc not for resale. Everyone had a shit freak out, okay? They're like, oh, no, return your game. It's the demo disc. Did you ever think they branded it wrong? This is a full copy. I played the entire game on this disc. This disc is a full copy of the game. It just says demo disc not for sale on it. So, like, I remember Machinima or IGN or something, I think it was IGN that did it. They released a video saying, return your games, don't open them, they have a demo disc. Everyone's issuing a recall. And the thing is, the developer, Warner Brothers actually did issue a recall because they heard this. But the people didn't even try their damn discs out. It was so funny. Because I tried my disc, I had achievements, I had the whole game. It was just a rebranding error. And when Warner Brothers realized what happened, they're like, did you guys even put it in your consoles? Did you try it out? Or you're just like, oh my god, it's a demo disc. That's pretty much what everybody did. And thanks to IGN and their big mouths, they returned it without even bothering, you know what I mean? So I tried it, I didn't even care. I'm like, demo disc, what does that mean? So I tried it out. I mean, obviously they gotta obligate you. You can at least try. So I just thought I'd bring that up. But anyway, I'm going to review this game. It's got lots of content. It is funny how the Lego is incorporated with Lord of the Rings. And however, on the negative side of things, the co-op is pretty poor and it needs work. But I've been saying that for almost every Lego game that has come out. So I don't know what to do. I don't think they're getting it, but let's hope for an improvement. So therefore, nothing overly special. A lot of content. If you like that sort of thing and you like Lego, you like Lord of the Rings, you're really going to like this game. Lots to do. However, since it's nothing really new here, it just feels like the same type of thing. I'm going to give Lego The Lord of the Rings a 7 out of 10. A good game. Co-op actually makes it kind of annoying, really quite annoying to play through this game, because most of the time, parents are going to buy these for their children. And rarely, nowadays usually there's siblings, right? You have a brother, or you have a sister, or there's kids who need to keep entertained. How is it fair that only one of them gets to play because the co-op is so bad, you know what I mean? So it makes the game annoying in that sense, but not many people play the game by themselves like I do. There's a smaller chunk of people in this market, you know what I mean? So that's unfortunate. Still pretty good, however, it needs work there. So Lord of the Rings, Lego, Lord of the Rings, 7 out of 10. Okay? Alrighty. Next title, groundbreaking, a very anticipated sequel in the franchise. And that would be Halo 4. I apologize, this is my steelbook. That's all I really got to show you. It's a really nice steelbook, but anyway, here it is. So let's just get right into Halo 4 and the summary. Halo 4 is available exclusively to Xbox 360, of course. It is a first-person shooter developed by 343 Industries and published by Microsoft Studios. Okay? Alright, so what can we say about Halo 4? Halo 4. Halo 4. Anyway, okay. So, for the first 3 Halo games, I felt really in touch with Master Chief, you know? The story, the characters in it, the enemies, you just felt comfortable and you loved following along with the Chief and the gang, as I like to say. Chief and Cortana. Now, Halo 4, well, let's see, Halo 3, 2007, so 5 years since our last official Halo game that continues with Master Chief. I don't count Reach. I don't count. Is there one more in there? ODST. I don't count that one either. Obviously, because that was obviously Halo 3 expansion. But anyways, I would like to talk about the single player or the campaign more or less, because I played a co-op with my brother. Now, myself being like one of the first, not one of the first consoles, but one of the first next-gen consoles I really owned that was mainstream was an Xbox, okay? My brother and I, we had an Xbox, and we got the launch bundle, which included Halo. Him and I fell in love with that franchise, that series. We played co-op on it. We did Halo 2. We even did Halo 3 as we got older. We were the original co-op partners. He was the original co-op partner for me. Everyone you see on YouTube doing co-op with me, he was the first. So he wins by default, okay? Anyways, we all know the story. We loved playing the games and following Chief and Cortana. It was a lot of fun. Now don't get me wrong. The gameplay of Halo 4 is really solid. I did enjoy the gameplay. It feels way more polished. Reach was developed by 343 Industries as well, and I didn't like the Reach engine that much. I don't know if Halo 4 is on the Reach engine still. I think it might be, but it might be a variation on the Reach engine. But it's way more, the controls feel way better. Like, they incorporated the sprint ability, but they made it a normal sprinting button without compromising these crazy controls and changing it up on everybody. It felt like Halo 3 or Halo 2 controls, except on you know, in the new age with the new developer. So I liked the controls, I liked the gameplay. It was nice and refreshing. It felt really good to me. Story-wise, this game is actually probably, I know this may seem weird. Well, it's very interesting how the relationship between Master Chief and Cortana are really shown, like how much they care for each other in this game, and how the relationship broadens. The storyline is actually kind of not right. I don't want to say it's bad because it's not, but it doesn't really add up. Like, you have all these forces that come out of nowhere. The Flood has not even existed in this game, and you know what? The enemies you face aren't even regular Covenant. And I know this game jumps ahead in time because Chief was floating around in cryogenic freeze or whatever for however many years since Halo 3, so lots changed. But at the same time, it feels like you're exiled. You're out of touch with the franchise, and it's like a recreation. Like, you know what you could have done? Replace Master Chief and Cortana with two completely different characters, and I wouldn't have known the difference, to be honest with you, because it didn't feel like the Halo franchise to me. I mean, it was a Halo game, but it felt like a Halo Reach where you play as these no-name guys. I didn't feel like I was really following the story of Master Chief and Cortana at all. I just didn't think that the story really had it. I mean, if this is supposed to be one of the ending to the franchise or whatever, I don't know if that's true or not. They said that about Halo 3, or did they? No, they didn't. That was a different game. Sorry. I didn't really feel like the storyline was very good. I mean, completely random. Like, you get all these new enemies that don't make sense. Nothing's really explained all that much. You know, you just don't know. You're thrown into it. Yes, you deal with it. I guess it's like constant buildup. Like Forerunners. You actually do meet one. I think he was a Forerunner. I can't remember the actual name of him, but he was your main enemy in this game. And the thing is, though, it's just dropped upon you. You go like, oh, who are these guys? Who are these guys? Here he is, right here. You know what I mean? Like, you're not like given any gradual hints or anything like that. You're just dropped into this enemy. You're not given enough time to really hate the guy. You're just like, the thing is, you've been enemies with Covenant ever since day one, and even when you had to work with the Arbiter in Halo 2, that's an example of like you still were against them, but you had to work with them. You still felt the conflict of love-hate, you know what I mean? But this game, it just Halo shooter with Master Chief and Cortana as the main characters. So storyline, I felt out of touch, and I didn't really think it was all that good, especially since it's one of the shortest Halo campaigns to date. I don't count ODST here, okay? ODST I don't count as a Halo campaign length. But if I'm talking Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, I thought Halo 3 was a shorter campaign. Halo 3 beats this one out of the water for length. This one's really short. I mean, Halo 2, holy crap, that was a long game. But Halo 4, we had it done in the first few hours. I think we had it beat in, was it 5 hours? 5, 6, maybe 6. Whereas the other games averaged 9, 10. Hell, Halo 2 was like 15-hour campaign or something. It was ridiculous. But I was a little disappointed with the campaign. I didn't really feel like it was all worth the hype. You know what I mean? But that's single player. Fun, but like fun, especially if I did a co-op. I think I would have enjoyed it more. I think I probably wouldn't have had as much fun if I did single player than that I did do it with co-op. So I think the co-op helped a lot. Alright, let's go on to multiplayer. Multiplayer in this game is, I'm not going to lie, it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this multiplayer. I've always been pretty decent at Halo since I'm so familiar with it. But it's rare that I get a game that I jump in and I start doing well at, you know what I mean? And that was one of these games. And I gotta say, you know, it is really good. The environments, the levels you have, the game types are all sorted nicely. Like, I remember back in Halo 3, people would make custom game types. Now they're actually Halo-themed variations. So, like, let's look at an example. Zombies, which started out as a custom game type, which they did turn into an actual game type in Halo 3. This one was turned into a game, it's basically called Flood. Same idea, except you have actual modded Flood characters that replace the elites for this gameplay, and it's really cool because they get their own like energy sword. It's actually a skin like saber of some sort, but they make all the Covenant sounds. It's really cool. And you know what? I just had so much fun with this multiplayer. There's no other way to put it. It's an entertaining multiplayer. Lots of maps, lots of content, lots to do, lots to unlock, a lot of weapons to unlock. There's weapon progressions, that sort of thing, like abilities to buy, customizations. You have to unlock it. I like unlocking customizable stuff for my character, which is completely unique to you. However you want to make your character, depending on what you unlocked, of course. So Halo 4, you know, it's good. The single player was entertaining, but it wasn't the best. You know what I mean? The story wasn't that great, and that's usually what I come for, is a story. However, the multiplayer is something I could play, especially with my friends. You know, a lot of friends jumping in together. It'd be a lot of fun to multiplayer. So I love the multiplayer. Single player, or campaign could have used some work, unfortunately, especially in terms of the story content or quality, and the length of it as well. So therefore, I'm not going to shit on this game, obviously. It's still a good game, but it's not worth an amazing score, despite what some people may think. You know, I'm sure Microsoft or Xbox Magazine gave it a 9.5 or something like that. I don't doubt it. But honestly, some of you may disagree with me. Some of you may disagree with me or agree, but I'm going to give Halo 4 a 7.5, just because the campaign is usually what I go for, and I didn't feel like I got that message. You know what I mean? Even with the very interesting fact that Cortana as an AI is disintegrating because she's getting so old and going crazy, having jerks, basically overthinking herself to death is what she coined it as. So it was a different type of story, but I just felt out of touch from Halo. That's it. It just seemed like a different shooter to me, with all these new weapons and enemies just thrown in with no explanation. That's just me. So 7.5 out of 10. Great multiplayer. I still recommend you guys check this one out, okay? 7.5. It's a great game. Don't get me wrong. Okay? Whoops. Sorry. Knocking games on things. Alright, let's talk about the final game that I'm doing for this review anyway. Very first Wii U title that I'm reviewing ever, and that would be New Super Mario Bros. U. Now, I was so excited to play this game, because I love Super Mario Bros., but I never played any of the next-gen console ones. The last Super Mario I played, not on the Wii, not on the GameCube, probably the N64, Super Mario Bros. 64. Side-scrolling Super Mario, Super Mario Bros. 3, I think. That's how long it's been. I've seen the Wii one played, I've seen, you know, all that crap, but I've never actually played the new, well, they even dub it, new Super Mario Bros. On the next gen or newer gen consoles, whatever you want to call it. So this was whoa, damn. So I did this game in co-op. Oops, damn, I'm like causing destruction. Just destruction. Actually, you know what? I'm getting started here. I should do the summary before I forget. God, lose myself here. Alright, so New Super Mario Bros. U is available, obviously, exclusively for Wii U. It is a platformer developed by Nintendo EAD and published by Nintendo. So, that's done. I know, very, very crazy, out there developers, but what do you... Really? Stop it! Stop falling! Sorry, people. Stay. God damn. Can't get good help anymore. Anyways. Alright, so let's talk about this thing, okay? Now, this game, ever since it came out for the Wii, or the 4-player co-op came out, there, I just said it. 4-player co-op. Obviously, you're going to want to play this game co-op, so that's what I did. My girlfriend and I played this game, start to finish, in co-op mode. Here's what I don't like, okay? I don't like this. The Wii U, the whole thing about the Wii U has been the gamepad. You know, this big ass brick of a thing with a big screen in it. With the, you know, it's a very different looking controller. It looks like a, I can't, hold on to this type, hold on, okay. You want to try it, right? You want to try it for this game. They brand this game to urge you to play co-op, okay? And yet, they urge you to try out the new controller. Big problem with this game. You cannot use the Wii U controller in co-op like in a normal setting. You can use it, but only to assist those using Wiimotes. Yes. I had to actually go out, when I found this out, I had to go out and buy a couple Wiimotes, which they upped in price just because the Wii U came out and they have new Wii U colors. That's it. So I have one color that's the same color as this case, this blue, and then I have a black one. But it's basically the same thing as Wii Motion Plus. That's all it is, you know what I mean? So I was very annoyed. The only way you can use the Wii U gamepad in this is if you play by yourself, in single player. Now, I tried some of the perks of the Wii U, and they have what you call a boost mode, and you can basically assist those playing with the remotes by making platforms for them to make it easier to jump from place to place, or whatever the case may be, right? They can give you bonuses. That's all it does. I barely touched the thing. All I did was left it on my couch next to us while we were recording, and I just looked over it. I'm like, what's the point of this thing? It's just sitting here. You know what I mean? So the fact that we couldn't even use the very iconic controller that they were displaying for this is a little disappointing. And, you know, I mean, yeah, we could use it, but shit, man. You could barely, not for the function you wanted to. I never got it. I really didn't get it, but that's that, okay? I want to talk about the gameplay and whatnot. Now, I never played New Super Mario Bros. Wii. But I can tell you right now, just by looking at it, like I watched it, I know what it looks like, I know how the story went. Honestly, you could get rid of this U, and you would have fooled me. Because this game is almost identical to New Super Mario Bros. Wii. All it is, maybe updated graphics, maybe the fact that you have this bonus mode with the Wii U gamepad. Hell, even on the back here, it says place blocks. Woo! Yeah, look, I'm not even kidding. Look. Just a second. See? You have buddy over here. Do I know? Yeah. You have your buddy over here with the Wiimote. And while he's having all the fun, you get to make blocks. That's all you get to do. Have fun with the new Wii U gamepad that you're trying to test out with a launch title. It boggles my mind. So that's the only real trace of Wii U gameplay, unless you're playing single player. But they brand it as a good co-op game. Like, I don't know what to say about that. You know, it's really disappointing. I mean, I'm not saying, to be honest, I probably would have preferred the Wiimote over the gamepad, because that thing is really weird to control, and I don't know if I really like it. Whereas the gamepad's way simpler and easier to control. But you get my meaning. Whoa, I'm losing my balance here. I must be drunk. Anyway, but in terms of gameplay, yes, I'll say this. It's a lot of fun. This game is a hell of a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. And especially in the co-op, despite some of the trials and tribulations. Now, story mode, okay. Yes, it's the same, okay? I was looking at, I remember watching, like I said, someone play through the New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Now, I know that Super Mario Bros. Has never been, like, crazy. Oh, big plot twist. Bowser kidnapped Peach again, you know? So, that obviously happens. You have to make your way through various stages, various platforming stages, obviously. Different worlds like grass worlds, ice worlds, water worlds, volcanic worlds. Very cliche, and honest to God, they're all the same. Same thing as Wii, Super Mario Bros. Wii. Same thing. I'm not even kidding you. I'm like, this shit's identical. They may have changed the paths a little bit, but you're really getting the same game with updated graphics and a new ability to boost your partners. Okay? So, for a full retail game, you probably shouldn't do that. I know that you're trying to make money, but at least what you could have done was let the gamepad be used in co-op. You know, at least you could try it out instead of having one person having all the fun doing the platforming and Mario stuff and having the other guy just adding blocks. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. But, like I said, that's that, okay? Now, there's a few other things that we found very irritating, my girlfriend and I, when we were playing. Now, sometimes your partner would end up screwing you over, not intentionally, but just because they were trying to play or do the same things you were. Let me explain. Say, for example, we're both trying to make a jump across this pit. We both go for it. There's a little thing where you bounce into your partner, and if you hit your partner, usually you lose control, or if you jump and you hit them at the wrong moment, mid-air, you'll like collide and slide down, and, well, that's the end of that tale. You're sitting in the water. So, or whatever, or whoever jumped first, or whatever the case was, you died not fair, just because they jumped a little bit earlier and you just tried to get over the chasm or whatever, right? So it didn't seem that fair to me. Like, a lot of bullshit crap like that. For example, the wall jump. I remember there's one moment in my gameplay where I would jump off a wall. I wouldn't even hit the thing. I swear to God, I would not hit jump again. He would jump off the wall and to his death. So I jump across the thing. There'd be a platform here and a wall here, which led up to another platform like this. You know what I mean? So I jump from here, but I jump too far, hit the wall, and he'd jump off and fall through the pit to my death. It happens so many times. The wall jumping, your partner accidentally getting in the way just because the way they set up the mechanics, you run into each other a lot, causing a lot of cheap deaths and ending up screwing you over. And as well as the game over functionality. I understand punishing you for dying too many times, but what this game does is if you both run out of games over, you have to spawn all the way back to a Koopa house, or a boss Koopa house that you last beat. I remember one time, actually in the final Bowser stage, the final Bowser level when you're going for Bowser, we made it just about to the last level before the boss. And because the game mechanics are so sketchy, it was an elevator ride where basically you had to keep everything off at all times. You couldn't allow anything on the platform or it would stop moving. A coin, Goombas, whatever the case was, and coins would drop or something of that nature, and the Goombas would get a cheap kill and the lava's coming. It was just so frustrating. We ended up dying and we had to restart the whole thing, which I did off camera. It was so frustrating. That happened many times in various worlds just because of these cheap jump and wall deaths or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was annoying. Now, don't get me wrong. They did increase a few things. They added a few things. I don't know. I don't know if they did this in Wii, but they do have challenge modes that you can do by yourself, which are kind of interesting. But other than that, you can go and get hidden worlds just like you've always been able to. But honest to God, unless you're playing this single player, you're not going to get anything new whatsoever. It's just Nintendo Wii. Like, Wii. Just color this thing the same red coloring that this new Super Mario Bros. Wii was, and get rid of the U, and you got the same game with a few new maps. Just call it New Super Mario Bros. Wii .5. Something like that. Okay? So unfortunately, while I did have fun with the gameplay itself, I love Mario, you know what I mean? That does give it some brownie points in a manner of speaking. All these factors made it so unbearable. We were getting so frustrated as we were trying to beat this. You have no idea. I was tearing my hair out. So was my girlfriend, and she doesn't get mad over these things. She was losing her shit over here, and we were just done. We just wanted to be done. We started cursing way more. It was brutal, okay? So unfortunately, I gotta rate this game what I really think it deserves. It's not horrible. Don't get me wrong. I did have fun for the most part, but there's a lot of cheap deaths. The game over system, the co-op, the fact that you can barely use the Wii gamepad that's featured for a co-op game in co-op mode. You know what I mean? So that's a problem. The fact that it's basically a copy of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. That's basically what it is. So therefore, I'm going to give this game, New Super Mario Bros. U, a 6 out of 10. Would you get this if you have New Super Mario Bros. Wii? Don't bother. Honest to God, it's the same experience. The boss fight was just about the same, except it was a stage shorter. and that's it. Honest to God, the Bowser fight, identical to Wii, except it was a stage shorter. Because I remember in Wii, Bowser fell to the lava, but he came back up. Oh, sorry, spoiler. And he was a fire guy, and you were basically running from him, dodging fireballs and crevices while the screen was moving. It was anarchy. But they dropped that out, and you win the game. So, way shorter. I beat this game in 17 parts at about half an hour each, so whatever that is. What's 17 divided by 2? 8.5. I think. Hell, I don't even know. I don't know. It was like 7 hours, probably 6-7 hours. Not even. I don't know. Something like that. It was pretty short for a Super Mario Bros. Game. So, 6 out of 10 for Super Mario Bros. U. It was okay, but if you've played Wii, you've probably already experienced it. So, that's it for this edition of the DanQ Review Super Show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the games and what you thought of the gameplay. Maybe your thoughts are like mine. Maybe they're not. I'd love to hear it. So, thanks guys for watching. Take it easy. We'll see you for some more gameplay very soon. I'm out. Peace out. Later.